Hey guys, it's Goosebumps Completionist bringing you another book review, and this time I'm bringing you Give Yourself Goosebumps Special Edition number 6, Revenge of the Body Squeezers. Now, I will say, I read this because it's an expensive book, and I was watching a couple of videos, like top rarest Goosebumps books, videos from like 2018, 2019. I saw a lot of people saying this one is like definitely one of the rarer ones, ultra rare. I've heard that term thrown out. And the book, I looked it up. A lot of places didn't even have it in stock. Some places had it for like 60. I happened to get my copy shipped for 23, and it's a pretty excellent condition for what it is. No writing in the book, so I was really happy with that to get a copy. And I read this without ever reading Invasion of the Body Squeezers Part 1 and Part 2. I just went ahead and jumped into the book because I wanted to see what the fuss was about. And I can tell you this book just throws you right into the action. It literally just spits you out right at the events after Invasion of the Body Squeezers Part 2. And I really enjoyed the pacing of this, like, choose your own adventure type book. I mean, I knew what I was getting myself into. I know the special editions are harder to complete, but this book gives a lot of weird, funny endings, then a lot of serious endings. But the imagery on this, in one of the scenes I can remember, is horrifying, and I'll get to that in a sec. But basically, yeah, it jumps from the events after the second Part 2. And then there's new body squeezers. They're blue, and they have a different method of taking over humanity and their new plot. And you have to go through different scenarios. Like you go into spaceship. You go to like stadiums. It's a really weird concept, but I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the old sci-fi feel, that's like a sci-fi diner type of feel you would get from like watching Invasion of the Body Snatchers. That's exactly what the series was kind of homaging and going for, and I really enjoyed this for what it was. Since it's harder to complete, that's one complaint I have, is that it was hard for me to complete it. Trying to find the right endings, I thought I had a bunch of bookmarks. I thought I did it all, and then I got to a point and I realized I haven't been to like a good amount of the pages yet, so I had to rework, and then finally I found the ending. And the ending was pretty satisfying. I would say it was a really good, satisfying ending for what it was. But yeah, trying to complete this, I definitely have to take points off that because, like I said, I thought the story was good. Don't get me wrong; it's just a hard to complete book. And some of the things that happen are very silly. Like there's a band that are actually body squeezers, and it gets very weird. But the scene I was talking about that was excellent, and I would honestly put this scene in like the top 10 like best visually terrifying scenes in Goosebump books. This is definitely in that top 10. There's a prison scene in a prison cell that I can only imagine what this would actually look like in real life, witnessing this happen, what happened to the character. And it's terrifying. It is so good. It really made me like clench my knee, and I was like kind of getting actual goosebumps from it. I really enjoyed that scene. The whole book is a very suspenseful book. If you like suspense-filled Goosebump stories, this one will literally keep you on the edge of your seat the entire read, because you're anxious to see what happens and the twists and turns it takes you. Some of the endings, I guess if you took the wrong turn, some of the endings, I guess, would be scary. And some of them just seem outright kind of stupid. But the main ending is definitely A+. So, yeah, this was my first Give Yourself Goosebumps read in a long time. I'm glad I picked up this one. Do I think that the prices for this book justify the quality inside the story? I guess. I definitely think it's an above average story. I would probably have to give it a 4.5 or above, and we'll get into that in just a sec. But I definitely think that it's one of the standout sequel books, I guess, that you can possibly think. Sometimes with Goosebumps sequels, the original will be amazing, kind of like Ghost Camp. Then I can remember reading Return of Ghost Camp from Series 2000 and not liking it as much, which I got to get my hands on 2 of those, by the way, now that I'm thinking about it. I want to do a review back-to-back on those. I'm going to have to get my hands on some. But I don't know how good Part 1 and Part 2 from Invasion of the Body Squeezers are, but I'm going to have to read it now because I really enjoyed this one and I read the 3rd one before. I don't know why I did that, but like I said, if I had to rate this book, I would say it's probably a 4.6 out of 5, which is a really good score. Compared to some other books I've read so far, I've had one like 4.9 and I've had one 3.2. This one is definitely up there. Like, this is an above average Goosebump book. You would really love this. I think casual readers would love this. If you're a sci-fi fan, you would love this. If you're a fan of choose your own adventure type books, you would really love this. If you're feeling nostalgic about 50s horror, or if you just like alien type stories, this will definitely do it. I think that this would be a fantastic 3-part story as of now to tell in a new Goosebumps show. My favorite thing about the original series was Trilogy. I love Trilogy. I think I put it up there with the Haunted Mask episodes as my favorite. Some people, it gets pretty mixed reviews, but the main thing why I like about it is it's a 3-parter. And a 3-parter, destined for greatness situation would definitely be this. You can easily tell Part 1 and Part 2 together because you're going to pretty much have to. And then why not just tell Revenge right after? There is a simple change. In the first 2 books, the aliens are green. In this book, they're blue. And there's some horrifying imagery of how the aliens, how their bodies work, and the weapons are pretty terrifying. And there's a couple scenes, you'll see what I'm talking about, that have to do with how they get their weapons and how they use them is pretty scary. Just imagining what that weapon looks like in your head, it'll scare you. So yeah, I would give this a solid 4.6 out of 5. Very good book. Let me know what you guys think if you've ever read this book. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.